Hello and welcome to an AIC reviews video. This video is going to be a quick comparison between the LG K7 and my Lumia 640. Now, I paid a similar amount for these phones. This one I got on a little bit of a deal, but it's about $70 to $100 depending on where you buy it. This one I paid $60 for, but it's actually going for $30 right now at Best Buy. And I just wanted to get a little bit different of perspective. Android phones and Apple phones, iOS devices, have a much bigger app catalog than you get on a Windows device. However, Windows is my much preferred operating system overall on a device. So I wanted to give Android another try. Now these phones are mine. I did purchase them with my own money. They are not sponsored in any way. And I definitely feel, I've tried about, oh sorry I keep bumping my camera. I've tried about 6 or 7 different Android phones. I've done the Curosia Hydra, I tried a blue, can't remember what it was. I've done the HTC Desire, and so far of my experience, the LG by far is one of the better phones. Reason being is it matches some of the needs I have out of a phone that I get from my Lumia 640. First one is battery life. Battery life on this is not nearly as good as is on the Lumia. Now the Lumia has a significantly bigger battery. It has a nearly 2500 milliamp battery, but this is about a 2000 milliamp battery, just over. But even though I've had other Android phones with similar battery life, it definitely surpasses those. Battery size, it surpasses those. It also has a removable battery, which to me is still an important feature of a phone. I know a lot of, especially the higher end phones, are going away from that. I feel that's an Apple-inspired design choice. Now, the screen on the 640 is definitely better. It has a much higher resolution than the one on the Android. But it's really not that big of a difference. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep the screens on. It's not that big of a difference between the two in everyday use, especially if you're using a phone to do crazy things like, I don't know, making phone calls. Maybe you're sending and receiving the occasional text message. So, you know, I definitely feel that the screen resolution on the LG is not a detractor, and it probably is what helps it with its battery life over other phones. Now, one thing between the two phones, now I have put on this bright orange back, but I feel that the LG is a more premium looking phone. It follows current design language. Sorry, I keep bumping things. Of, you know, that curved screen. It has just the slightest curve to the edge of the screen, even though the screen doesn't go out all the way to the edge. Also, there's no creaks or crunches or anything, where with my 640, so that right there, I don't know if that comes through in the video, but let's see, I can squeeze them together and they creak a little bit there, and that is not this battery. That has been all of my 640s with the factory battery cover on it. In fact, I actually have one right here. I haven't done this on yet, but let's see. Now this one's a little bit better, but it's still there, right there. That corner's got a little bit. Now the factory cover is a lot better than the aftermarket one. Of course, the aftermarket one isn't held to as high standards. Like, one thing the aftermarket one does not have is the buttons don't stick out nearly as far on the aftermarket one, so they're harder to press on this one than they are on this one. But the creaking on both of them definitely drops the premium feel, but again, you're paying $30 for one of these versus almost $100 for one of these. One thing I said on my other videos, having the buttons here on the back, to me at first seemed like it'd be very strange. However, the instant I started using it, it actually feels quite natural. I'm actually impressed by that. Now, The power button does stick out a little bit, so if you set it down, you can push the power button, but it's not that big a deal. It's not doing it because this is textured, but the volume rocker there on the back, it makes it easy to push. And sorry, it's yelling at me because my battery is very low. But yeah, it definitely has a nice premium feel to it overall. The speakerphone, I've used a speakerphone today. It's nice and loud and clear to hear. I don't think it gets quite as loud as the 640, but it gets pretty darn close. But I definitely just think overall design language on it definitely looks a lot higher end than the 640. Now, I didn't help with the orange case, but I definitely like this. I'm going to see if I can find a new back for it. Maybe one that's bright orange as well. Maybe pink or baby blue or something, just to have people look at it and say, oh, what's that? If you have any questions about the LG K7, the Lumia 640, I've also done some other phones like the blue Win Junior LTE. Feel free to ask in the comment section below. Happy to answer those for you. I'll put links to these in the descriptions of the videos. And thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.